Everybody get situated again, and let's get present. Let's just let go of whatever busyness brought you here to the yoga practice today and come present. So let's keep our eyes open as we breathe in through the nose and out through an open mouth with nice audible sighs. Just look around your space and name 3 things that you see that are tangible and present. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through an open mouth. Name 3 things that you can hear within your space. Your own breath. Any ambient sounds around the home. Doggy tails wagging. And 3 things that you can feel within this sacred space. Feet grounded and connected to the earth, and sitting bones rooted. Even the elegance of the spine lifting up out of the pelvis. And then invite the eyes to close and just begin to notice the breath. Can you sense the air moving into the tip of the nose and into the nostrils? And as you exhale, can you just allow the support of the earth to hold you in this posture? Breathing in, sensing the air moving into the nostril. And as you exhale, just finding that trust in the earth to hold you up. Called the grace breath, helping to calm the nervous system. Simple. Breathe in, feel the air. Breathe out, feel the chair. And you're having a moment that feels like you're spinning, a bit out of control, or just feeling a little out of place. Come to the grace breath. It's so easy. Breathe in, feel the air. Breathe out, feel the chair. It's a little rhyme to help you remember it. And begin to notice deeper movement within the body as you feel the breath. Moving into the lungs, actually sensing the movement in your torso. Or do you notice the movement in the chest, in the belly? If possible, to slow down the breathing, and while maintaining the elegance of the spine, allow the belly to soften and round. As you exhale, use those belly muscles for a gentle contraction to release all the air. When you think you've released everything, release a little bit more. Wait for the need to breathe to bubble up and enjoy another full, rich breath in. Breathing in, the belly softens and rounds. Notice the side ribs expanding. As you exhale, the side ribs draw back in, the belly contracts. And next breath in, notice if you can feel the belly soften and round, the side ribs expand, and maybe the chest broadens as you lift your heart forward just a bit. And as you exhale, just a gentle letting go of that. Easy does it, easy breathing. Creating a sense of calm. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Noticing the mind body. If the body and the mind is getting restless and jumping from thought to thought, give it that job. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Following that breath is breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my mind. Continue with easy breathing, even if you want to come to your natural, normal breath. As I read you just a short ditty from The Living Conversation. It's called The Childlike Path to Wisdom. Joy is not a frivolous fringe benefit. It's as important to our lives as the air we breathe. It is as daily as sunshine, as deep as the ocean. Reflecting on this depth, David Henry Thoreau makes a surprising connection between joy and the getting of wisdom. He says, not by constraint or severity shall you have access to wisdom, but by abandonment and childlike mirthfulness. I believe he is right. I find it encouraging that seeking wisdom is not about some kind of stuffy, over-serious, pompous posturing or pretending to have all the answers. Taking oneself too seriously is a sure sign of folly, not wisdom. Rather, it's the opposite. The doors to wisdom begin to open as we discover the secrets of abandonment, learning to relax, to lose our ego, to let go and get out of our own way, and even laugh at ourselves. To become more enlightened, we must lighten up. Doesn't that sound like yoga? Just take a moment to bring the hands to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. I offer you the inquiry of noticing where in the trajectory of your life you are finding joy versus taking yourself too seriously and losing your sense of humor, which is so important. But doing that with authenticity, but also recognizing it is a practice. So just take a moment to see if you can conjure up a moment or a thing of joy in your life. Press your thumbs into your heart space and connect that thought into your heart. And then if you come to a place that feels like joy, let's joyfully chant the sound of Om 3 times together, uniting ourselves under this gray sky today that's cozy. Exhale fully. Inhale. Bow your head to that joyful heart. Lower your hands down to your thighs and blink your eyes open. And let's just get a little bit of movement. So kind of shake everything out, rock side to side, waken your body up. Roll the shoulders a little bit. And let's do a little bit more movement with the hands. Easy does it, Carolyn, as you maybe one hand, or mindfully take your intention to the other hand as well. Get those sensory and motor neurons to still try to process. As you take your hands like starfish, curl the tips of the fingers in, make a gentle fist, and then fling the fingers out. Wide starfish, bear claws, gentle fist and fling, wide starfish, bear claws, gentle fist and fling. Make a gentle fist, fast with the right hand, slow with the left hand. I don't know if you've been practicing this and getting any, it's becoming a little easier to you as you develop those neurons, connecting that right and left brain together. All right, and building up some heat in the forearm as you open and close that hand, especially on the right side. All right, shake that out. We'll try the other side now. So start fast with the left and slow with the right. Feel the heat build up in the forearm. Our forearms are regulating the movement of our hand. All right, and then make some gentle circles with your wrists as best you can. Clasp your hands together and maybe the elbows move in the direction of each other, and make some figure eights with your wrist. If you need to, just tip those wrists side to side. And Carolyn, I'm assuming that range of motion is really important for your stagnant wrist or your challenged wrist. So maybe you can just gently move your wrist through some range of motion. giving it still that sensory motor pathway back to your brain so we don't lose that. So if you can keep that forearms and elbows together, try that. And then see if you can't take your figure 8 the other direction. So if you've gone one way, try to, I can't do that. Not working. I don't know which way's right, which one's the other way. All right, shake those hands out again. Let's take the shoulders up in the directions of the ears. These are easy does it rolls, right? We're not, we're just starting to get a little acquaintance with what's going on in the shoulder joint. So the arms hang heavy, elbows stay relatively straight, but you might notice some sensation in the back body. Notice what you got going on here as we start to take a snapshot of who and how we brought ourselves in today. Easy does it. And then noticing how those shoulders feel. If it's right for you to bring both fingertips onto the shoulder, go ahead and do that. As you inhale, lift those elbows up. Slowly exhale as you widen the elbows and take them back down and around. Pointing the elbows to the earth. Next breath in, elbows lift. Exhale out, back, down and around. Now take your awareness to the front and back body as you sense the opening of the chest where the arm connects to the chest, as well as the shoulder blades as they draw in toward each other. 2 more, inhale and exhale. What do you got going on in the front and back body simultaneously? Can you hold them both in your mind at the same time? And then bring those arms so the palms are facing up like you're serving a tray. Now take the elbows out and turn the palms away from you and thumbs down. And then back down again, palms up. And elbows out, palms down, palms out, thumbs down. So this is the way the shoulders are intended to fire. So maybe this feels better in your body. Lifting the shoulders and elbows up this way. And we're going to take that up a little bit higher as maybe the palms reach up towards the sky. Take them to your level of comfort, reach as high as is comfortable for you, and then press the palms away and down. Stretch the fingers long, stretch the fingers out, keep them active, engage your arm muscles, slowly pushing those arms through warm, 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 thick, thick honey. Let's do that again. Palms up, elbows bent. Elbows out to the side, thumbs down, and then as it's comfortable for you, take the arms up overhead. Keeping the arms active and engaged, slowly lower them down to the side. Now, one more time. Hold that tray, dump the tray, elbows out, palms facing forward, thumbs down, and then press the arms up overhead. Big breath in. And keep those arms and fingers engaged as you press those arms down toward the earth. Good. Now turn the palms up. See how it feels to just let the arms float overhead. Lower your left hand down and look over your left shoulder. Take the right arm out to the side just a little bit to give that neck some more space. Let your eyeballs keep looking over your shoulder to get more movement in your neck. See if that gives you a little more turn in the head. And then we'll turn the head back to center, lift both arms up overhead again, get length in the spine, draw the belly in as you reach. As you exhale, lower the right hand down and look over your right shoulder. Maybe widen that left arm out to the side a little bit, more space for that neck to turn. And then lastly, take your eyeballs over your shoulder a little bit more, corner of your eyes. See if the neck will follow the eyes as it should. Looking good. All right, reach both arms up overhead again. Full breath in, palms together, and lower the hands down to the heart. Roll those shoulders out. Hands come onto the thighs. Walk your feet out a little bit ahead of your knees. Press your hands into your thighs to lengthen your spine and roll the shoulders back as you lift up the heart. Beautiful seated mountain, sliding those elbows back just a little bit. Slight leaning of the shoulder blades in for a kiss. And then lift your heart just a little bit higher as you press the hands into the thighs. Lift your heart just a little bit higher from the breastbone, not the lumbar spine. Slide the hands over your knees, straighten your arms as the fingertips point toward the feet. Chin to the chest, round your back body into your first cat pose today. Feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. And then as you inhale, slide the hands down the thighs, lift the head, lift the heart, elbows point back behind you into cow. Really open up. Take the eye gaze no higher than the seam of the ceiling and the walls. We're not kinking our neck back. And now with the breath, exhale as you round into cat. And as you're ready, inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, open up that chest. Move with your own breath in your own time into this beautiful everyday cat-cow. This is something that we need to do every day to keep the spine flexible, the heart lifted. If you feel dizzy, keep your head neutral and just don't go quite so deep into this posture. Stay connected with the breath. Couple more, good. Okay. And next time you find yourself in your neutral spine, stay there. And let's take, that's our flexion and extension. So let's take our arms up overhead again, find length. This is another part of the spine movement is length. Lower that left hand down, hold on to the chair if you need to, and crescent over towards that left side. Now, what happened to your right buttock? Can you press it back down as you lift up from hip to rib, open up those side ribs. Now turn the torso toward the earth to really open up through the back of the right ribs. Your upper arms in line with your ear as much as is comfortable for you, and you're reaching out through those fingers, really finding that stretch, because you're never going to do this in the course of a day if you're in a really weird position, in which case you might twist something if you're not ready. All right, come back to center and reach both arms up overhead again, full breath in, and lower the opposite arm down and crescent over to that side. Good. Easy does it. Good. Keep that side rooted down. And then turn the torso toward the earth. Reach the fingertips long, upper arms in line with the ear. I think I've lost Carolyn. Where did she go? All right, twist back towards center, lift back up and lower that arm down. Roll the shoulders out again. All right, let's take our hands on the thighs and the feet a little bit wider. So press the hands into the legs, lengthen, draw the belly in and hinge forward. So Kathy, you're gonna take your legs out wide as you're sitting on the mat. All right, and press your hands into the center of the floor, lift and lengthen and hinge forward just a little bit. Okay, keep the spine long and tall. Sitting in the chair, we're gonna lengthen, lead with the heart and hinge forward. Nice. Good, feel that stretch there. And then lift back up. You okay, Carolyn? And hinge forward again. You okay? Okay, all right, all right. And lift back up and then make some big circles with your torso. Shift side to side and go as deep into this as feels good in your spine. And take your time with this. There's no rush. Be mindful that this might make you dizzy. So you may want to just kind of spin from the rib cage and keep the head centered on the spine and just spin from the rib cage. Kind of, you know, and then go the other direction. So what works best in your body today? Got to keep Bonnie on the chair. And we're just spinning off. All right, one more. I think those feel so good. I do those all the time during the day. All right, now sit back in your chair and we're going to extend one leg out. So Kathy, both legs straight out in front of you, and take your feet as wide as the mat. Press your hands back behind you to lengthen your spine for support, all right? Those of us sitting in the chair, we're going to extend our right leg out and just do a little internal and external rotation. So from the top of the leg bone, just internally, you don't lift it high. It's you know, just a little bit off the floor, but when just get a little internal and external rotation in that thigh, because you're going to feel that work, you know, in those thigh muscles. So from the top of the leg bone, internally rotating, so the toes point in toward the midline, and then externally rotate so that you take that foot out to the side. One more time each way with that one leg. And then let's try that other leg. You feel that in your just kind of warming up what you got on here, what you got going on. And you'll sense different sensations in the outer thigh and the outer shin. When to press out through the heel of the foot as best you can. I always get little cracks and pops when I do this. You can support it and help it with your hand if that feels useful for you. All right, then go ahead and lower that foot down. Now, if you don't have any lower back issues going on, and if you lift one leg up off the floor, it doesn't hurt your back, you can scoot forward in your chair. But if you have lower back pain and lifting one foot up, you can lean all the way back in the chair. So you scoot your butt way back and use the back of the chair to support, or you can put a block back behind your back or a pillow or something to help support your lower back, okay? So get yourself situated. We're gonna lift this right leg up. And if it's not a good idea to lift your right leg up at all, take it out to the side and you can stay on your tiptoe and use your inner thigh to open that knee out to the side. So Kathy, come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart, if that works for your knees today. So we're doing a hip opener. So you would do cobbler's pose. And let's just start to make some circles with that hip. Some of these translate more easily than others. And then take that hip out to the side, that leg go in the other direction. This next series, Kathy, it would be better to be in a chair too, because of the way we're gonna move our bodies with the movement with our hip. Let's go to the other side. So you're either gonna lift and make those circles both directions or stay on your tiptoe and rock from the top of the leg bone as you just open that knee out to the side and back in again. And other direction. Okay. All right, let's do a little series of hip openers and hamstring openers now. So have your block. You have one block in front of you, and the other block is gonna on your right side, and then the other block's gonna be on the left side of you. So one block's in front of you, the other block's on the left side of you. And we're gonna start with a hamstring stretch. So scooting forward in your chair, that right leg is extended right directly out of your hip and you're on the heel of the foot. All right, so sitting up as tall as you can, we're gonna lead with the heart. First thing you do, press the heel into the earth and draw the toes in the direction of the nose. And then press the thigh bone down to the earth. That's gonna make your leg active and engaged. That's the Lucy Lomax leg strengthener. Lift up out of your pelvis. I'd like to say hands can reach back behind you if you can. Roll the shoulders back, keep the heart lifted. We're gonna lead with the heart. So hinge forward as you lead with the heart, holding on to the back of the chair to open up the chest as well. So now you get a twofer. A 2 for 1. You got a heart opener here with the shoulders drawing toward each other as well. Oh, a 3 for actually, a leg strengthener. So you're pressing the heel down, pressing the thigh bone down, and you're also doing a nice hamstring stretch from the whole length of the hamstring. Head and neck are lifted. We're not drooping the head. I distract you enough, we can lift back up, take a breath. And we'll do that one more time. Lengthen, draw the belly in, hinge forward. Keep that heart open. Beautiful. Lift and spread your toes. All right. Lift back up, bring that block with you with your foot and see if with your foot you can set it up on edge. Place the block on the inside edge of the left foot. The right leg's gonna externally rotate. Remember, we're gonna externally rotate so the toes turn out toward the side and then bring the heel of the foot onto the block. Now, if that hurts your knee, walk the block out further away from you and further out to the side. So if you've got knee stuff going on, give yourself space. If your knee's fine, it's the block is right on the inside edge of the left foot. You're on the pinky toe of the right foot. Take a breath in. First thing you do, use your muscle energy to press that leg down toward the earth. So you're pressing it using the strength of your own muscles. Keep the foot flexed to support the knee. And then hands come onto the thighs, or you can reach back behind you again, roll the shoulders back and hinge forward. So a nice, another big heart opener. Nothing wrong with keeping that heart lifted. It's going to kind of be the reverse of a hunchback, right? We want to keep our heart lifted, build those shoulder blade muscles. All right, keep pressing the thigh bone down, lift back up, breath in. And then if that felt too easy, or you want to make an adjustment, maybe you need to lower the height of the block, or maybe you want to bring the foot up on the thigh. But if when you do that, you round your back, don't do it. Keep the foot where it was. So make a choice of any adjustment that you need to make. We'll do this one more time. So lengthen up and hinge forward. Maybe one leg can do it, maybe the other doesn't want to do it. That gives you some information too. One more breath. Good. Lift back up and lower the foot down. Scooch over to the right side of your chair and bring the block right in the middle in front of you. And we're going to avoid hitting my singing bell. Extend that right leg out to the right side. So my right butt cheek is kind of hanging off the chair so that I can get the full length of the leg out to the side. Now your foot goes wherever your knee and hip are happiest. So if you're happier with yourself on a heel of the foot with the knee pointing up, do that. But if you're able to internally rotate, right? So the toes point toward the midline, internally rotate the leg. You can put the foot down on the floor with the knee pointing more forward. But if that doesn't feel right, find what works for you. So everybody got their spot? All right, so reach the arms up to your level of comfort, whatever that is, get length first. Exhale, lower the right hand down without pushing on the knee, crescent over towards that right side. Now notice if you've tipped inward that you're looking down on the floor, or if your heart is lifted forward. All right, and then reach arms back up overhead. Going to take that left hand, lower it down to the chair, or maybe it can find the block that we put over on that left side. If the right hand does not feel good being lifted up, it can stay at goalpost, or the hand can even be on the hip with the elbow pointed back. So you decide where it can be. Maybe the upper arm can be in line with the ear. Now keep pressing that left foot into the floor. Keep it active and engaged to help you lift up and out of the side body. This is active. Everything is working here. Some things better than others, right? For sure. All right, come back to a T. Use your side body muscles to come back to a T. And then this is the thing nobody likes much. You're going to bring that, walk that foot back forward. Hold on to the chair and see if you can't slide that foot back behind you, that right leg back behind you into a lunge pose. I'm going to put the top of my foot on the floor because my toes with our arthritis don't feel good being flexed. So I'm going to point the knee down to the floor with the foot pressing into the floor. As I press the back of the foot or the ball of the foot, the top of the foot or the ball of the foot into the floor, that engages my leg. So I'm already feeling the muscle of the quadricep work. If this hurts your knee a lot, don't do it. Bring your knee more forward. But if you're able to slide your foot back and get a little more opening in that hip flexor and stretch that quad while you're pressing the top of the foot down. All right, now hand on the hip, squeeze your glutes, all right, especially that right one. And if it doesn't hurt your knee, see if you can hinge back just a half an inch, a quarter inch, 2 inches, until you feel sensation that doesn't feel like pain. It feels like a stretch in that quadriceps. Again, see, nobody likes this one. But we got to stretch as much as the quad as much as we stretch the hamstring. We got to strengthen the hamstring as much as we strengthen the quad like we do in chair pose. Okay, release that, take a break. So hinge forward. And then one more time, engage by pressing the top of the foot or the ball of the foot into the earth, lengthen the spine, squeeze the glutes, and then hinge back just a little bit, not arching the back. That's why you're squeezing the glutes, scooping the tailbone under just a little bit. and getting a big stretch in the hip flexor and the quad. Those quads take a while to stretch and lengthen. All right, let's release that and then bring that foot, pull it back out. Oh, all right. And let's go to the other side. So now we're going to take one block, put it on our right side, on our side body, and the left block's going to go out in front of us as we scooch our buttocks forward in the chair. So the whole leg can reach out of the chair. All right, first thing we do, heel presses down. Not just a little bit, really try to press the heel down. Toes lift up towards the nose. Thigh bone presses down toward the earth. The leg should have been activated. Do the Lucy Lomax leg strengthener. Lift and lengthen out of the pelvis. Hold on to the back of the chair if that's accessible, or the hands can rest on the thigh. And then lift up and over that thigh. Head and neck are in alignment. Leading with the heart. Keep pressing that leg down. And then ask yourself, what happened to my right leg? Can I engage that too by pressing that into the earth? Can you do both at the same time? Active and engaged. Good. Lift back up, full breath in. Lengthen, lift up and over. Hinge forward, shoulder blades together, on the back, heels pressing down, thigh bones pressing down. Ooh, baby, this is not easy. Hamstrings are being tight today, aren't they? All right, lift back up, slide the block toward you. See if you can use your foot to lift the block up. Now this knee's a different animal, right? A different species. So if it needs space, give it space. Push it forward and out to the side a little bit more. All right, so you can give yourself some space. Don't force anything. Otherwise, the foot comes on the inside edge of the right foot. We externally rotate the leg from the hip joint. Put the pinky toe side of the foot on the block. Lengthen. Reach for the back of the chair if that's accessible, and hinge forward. Hands can be on the thighs if that feels better. Use your breath to press that left leg down toward the earth, not your hands, but your breath. Your organic muscle energy, just press down, keep it engaged. What happened to the left leg? Can you keep pushing it down to the earth too? Active and engaged. Good. What do you notice about this side? Is it different? Mine is. Lift back up. I think it's because it's my driving hip, my driving leg. Lift up, hinge forward again. All the little things we do in our life make our, create habits that then get stuck in our bodies. Even the way you sit in the car, do you shift and lean? And when you drive, do you externally rotate your foot rather than keeping your legs straight? Driving can really mess up your body. All right, lift back up, take your block, bring it in the middle, shift your weight over to the left, and extend your left leg out to wherever is comfortable for you. So either the foot is on the floor or the heel is on the floor with the toes pointing up towards the nose, or you internally rotate the leg so the foot is resting on the earth, which feels better for you. But the buttock is hanging off the chair. Reach the arms to your level of comfort. Inhale here. Lower your left hand down without pushing into your knee, crescent over to the side. Keep pressing the right foot down. We'll use that to help lift. And then that right arm can be at goalpost, hand on the hip with the elbow pointed back. Keep the shoulders soft, away from the ears. Good. Reach both arms to a T. Then we're going to take that right hand to the chair or the block. Left hand goes to hip, goalpost, overhead, or upper arm in line with the ear. And if your upper arm, wherever you are, reach from hip to rib. Try to lengthen that space there. You'll feel it. You'll feel that little psoas stretch in there. That. One more breath. Nice. And then come to a T. See if you can't use your side body muscles. Hands lower down, move the block. And with that left buttock still hanging off the side, slowly start to move your left knee down, pointing toward the earth. You're holding on to that chair. And the top of the foot or the ball of the foot can rest into the floor, but wherever it is, press it down into the earth. Squeeze the glute, slight tuck under of the tailbone. So you're kind of scooping it under and then hinge back just a little bit once you're engaged. Keep that knee supported. Notice the sensation that you feel in the body, that it feels like a stretch and not like pain. And release that, take a breath in one more time. Press the foot down, squeeze the glutes, scoop the tailbone just a little bit and hinge back to your level of comfort. Not your tolerable level of discomfort. Good. All right, and release that. Let's bring the foot back. And let's just take the block toward the center. If you have both, stack them up into an I, a big, long, tall I, or a T, and take your feet super wide. Come to the edge of your chair. Lengthen your spine. You're going to open through those inner thighs, so hinge forward. So you may want to be nice and high. You may want the hands on the thighs, or the hands can, you can hinge forward. If your spine is fine and you don't have any osteoporotic issues that you're not allowed to hinge forward more than 45 degrees, just find what works for you. Keep pushing the feet into the floor and the sit bones into the chair. Keep the spine long and tall. Keep the head and neck in alignment. Good, one more breath. Nice. And then use the strength of your core to lift back up. Take the blocks with you so you can move the mouth to the side. And let's do our sit stand. We're going to come to standing now. Okay, so sit stand is something we do every day, every week. It's always your homework to practice when you're getting out of any chair, off the toilet. Anytime you have an opportunity to practice sit stand, you want to do it, if you can, mindfully. So the feet come slightly behind the knees. You're sitting on the edge of the chair. There's lots of ways you can do it. One is to press the hands into the thighs, lengthen the spine and hinge forward so your nose are over your toes. Press the feet into the floor and lift the buttocks. Make sure everything's safe and okay. And when it feels right, come to a stand. Now shift the weight to the heels of your feet and start to send the sitting bones back. And you're going to sit down slowly and with control and without a plop. So no sound. Ooh, quiet as a church mouse. Now your options are then to cross your hands over your chest, so nose over toes, press the feet into the earth, and come to a stand that way, unless you want to use your hands on the thighs or the chair, which is fine. And then when you're standing, shift the weight to the heels of the feet, slowly sit down without a flop. Next one is the scoop. So you're choosing which one you want, the scoop up. All right, and then shift the weight to the heels of the feet, sit down without a plop. So try to do 5 or 6 more of those while I'm adjusting, if you choose. Again, never any have-tos in yoga, right? Do what feels good in your body. And once you get up there, everybody doing okay? Yeah. And Bonnie, how's your dizziness? You okay? Little off balance. Feeling off balance? Okay. All right. So you can stay seated until that comes, that goes away a little bit. All right. So clear your mat except for your chair. Now you have options here. We're going to be doing forward folding with our knees bent a lot and our belly on our thighs. So you can hold on to the back of the chair, or you can turn the chair around and use the seat of the chair. But be aware, we're going to go to lunge too. So if you prefer lunge from the back of the chair, don't bother turning it around. Okay, the seat of the chair is a much deeper lunge. You can have your hands here, but that tends to make you round your back. So I'd rather you keep the chair up so your lunge can be tall. All right, so choose which way you want your chair. And the first few poses, we won't be needing it. And since you're familiar with back of the chair, I'll demo with the seat of the chair. Okay. All right. Let's bring our hands onto our hips. I'm going to turn sideways. And we just did the sit stand. So I just want to do a little bit of quad strengthening to continue with that. So I just want to shift the weight to the heels of the feet, bend the knees and sink the hips just a little bit into a modified chair, and then push the feet into the earth and come back to standing. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet, send the sitting bones back, bend the knees. Feet are hip width distance apart, just a couple more. And the snap, crackle, pop of the knees. All right, what we're doing is we're preparing our legs for breath of joy, all right? So swing the arms forward and back. A little bit of movement in those shoulders, a little bounce in the knees. And then do a little opposite movement with the arms. A little hop in your step, a little swing in the hips. And then crisscross those arms, give yourself a nice hug. Tap yourself behind you. All right, still keeping those knees soft. All right, now the arms, what we're gonna do is swing the arms forward, forward, out, forward and down. Forward, out, forward and down. You wanna try to keep them loose, not too stiff. It's forward, out, forward and down. Feel like you're a conductor? Right. Taking Marin Alsop spot. And down, forward, out, forward, and down. Got that movement? Now we're gonna put them together with breath of joy. So with each arm movement, you take a little sip of air, like through your nose. You sip, so you sniff, I'm gonna say sniff, but you sip in air, sip, sip, sip. And then when you're coming down, you're gonna bend the knees, sink the hips, and sweep the arms back behind you with a so it's sip, one more. All right, you dizzy? That didn't make you dizzy before. It might make you dizzy now. That is called breath of joy. All right, and it is intended to bring energy into your body. We're always talking about calming the nervous system, right? Taking a full, rich breath in and a long, slow exhalation. That's calming. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhalation. That taps into your parasympathetic nervous system. Relax and digest. This one is the opposite of that. It fires up your sympathetic nervous system. You need your nervous system. You need it to go both ways, and you need to balance it. You need sometimes energy. You got lots of stuff to do, and you want to grab a Snicker bar and a cup of coffee, but instead think, maybe I could do breath of joy. Sip, sip, sip. Longer inhalation, shorter exhalation, the opposite of the calming breath, okay? So next time if that 3 o'clock comes and you're like, oh, I'm gonna grab some cookies and some candy and some coffee or tea, let me try breath of joy first and see if it doesn't bring some energy into your body, all right? Make you feel a little joyful, okay? All right, come to your mountain pose now. Feet are hip width distance apart, and let's get strong and stable in here. Feel the balance on the feet. Mound of the big toe and outer edge of the heel pressing into the earth, finding length in the spine. And then just start to reach the arms overhead, keep them active and engaged. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, sweep down. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep down. Bring the hands onto the thighs, shift the weight to the heels of the feet, bend the knees, sink the hips just a little bit, just a quarter fold. And the feet should be a nice, safe distance apart. And then start to make some circles with your knees and your ankles, knees and ankles. We're moving into SNOW season. We need to keep our ankles and knees strong and adaptable to whatever environment our feet take us on. Now take your knees the other direction. This is what skiers do. And if you start to build up to 30, 40, 50 circles each way, you start with 5. You'll build these leg muscles. You'll build some pliability in your ankles and knees. All right, so think about doing that one every day along with your cat-cow, all right? And then shake those legs out. All right, now facing your chair, whether you're using the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, it's up to you depending on how you're feeling today. Let's come to a bent knee forward fold. So hands on the hips to start. Again, we're going to shift the weight to the heels of the feet, sink the hips, all right? Now slide the hands onto the thighs, the back of the chair, or the seat of the chair. And then hinging forward from your hips, bring the belly onto the thighs and let the crown of the head sink down toward the earth. So we're stretching the lower back. We're not worried so much about the hamstrings yet. Take a breath in. This is a calming pose, which feel some heat build up in those thighs at the same time. All right, let's come up halfway. So press the hands into the thighs or lift up halfway. Full breath in, and as you exhale, hinge forward again into your nice belly on the thighs, forward fold. Straight spine, hinging from the hips, head and neck in alignment. Good. Now use your core strength to lift back up, all the way up. Reach the arms up overhead, get length in your spine. Palms together and hands down to the heart. And now we're going to do that with the rhythm of the breath, okay? Keep the knees bent a lot to keep the spine safe. We're just going to go all the way down to your level of comfort, halfway up, all the way down again, then really support the hands on the thighs as you press back up, reach the arms overhead, hands together and down to the heart. It's called pranam, bowing forward. All right. And if you come back to what you found joyful in your life for a moment, what we thought about at the beginning of class, and see if you can practice, do a little gratitude practice around that. If it happened, if it didn't, that's okay. And we're going to bow forward in gratitude for that thing that brings joy to us. So as you're ready, inhale the arms to wherever is comfortable for you. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, bring the belly onto the thighs as you hinge forward. Hands rest on the thighs, come halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, bow forward. Coming all the way up, hands press into the thighs, lift to standing. Inhale, gather all that joy, and then bring it down to your heart. One more time, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward if you feel like there's a place of gratitude. Inhale, come halfway up, hands press into the thighs, lift the heart. As you exhale, bow forward. Then hands on the thighs with the knees bent, press all the way up to standing. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together and down to the heart. Nice. Okay. Let's do a nice lunge now. So you're going to use the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Okay. And we already warmed up and lunge with a seated lunge. So let's see how it feels to do this standing lunge. If you're going to stay seated, do the seated lunge again. So inhale the arms up. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands to the back of the chair, the seat of the chair, your decision. We're going to keep that left foot tucked under the chair. Send the right foot back on the ball of the foot, or if you need to come to warrior one leg, that's fine. Bring the heel down if the toes aren't having it today. All right, squeeze the back glute, lift the back thigh bone open, up toward the sky. Get light on your fingertips so you get a nice straight line from the crown of the head to the heel of the foot. Feel that strength of that front thigh. So isometrically, see if you can't press that right shin forward as if you're trying to slide your left foot forward. See if you're trying to slide that foot forward. Feel the heat building up in that front quad. Then when you're ready, find a way to bring that back foot forward, hands on the thighs, press back up to standing. Nice breath in as you reach the arms up overhead, palms together and down to the heart. Nice. Last side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands on the thighs, the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Right foot is under the chair, left foot steps back on the ball of the foot or the heel of the foot, depending. Nice wide base of support. Squeeze the back glute, press the back thigh bone up. See if you can't get light on your fingertips. Isometrically send your front right foot forward as if you're trying to slide it forward. Feel the hamstring strengthen. We already stretched it, so let's strengthen it. Isometrically press that forward. Feel the heat build up in that front quad maybe. One more breath. And then find a way to bring that back foot forward. Hands rest on the thighs. Press back up to standing. Lengthen your spine back up, palms together, and hands down to the heart. Nice. Okay, shake everything out. Very nice. All right, now we are going to turn the chair around and use the back of the chair or the wall for a balanced pose. Okay. Now, I don't think we've ever done this. You can do this seated too. Okay. This is called dancing goddess, or it's actually Shiva Nataraja. And I don't pretend to know much about the Hindu gods or goddesses, but this one you see a lot doing the little dance posture, the knees bent, the other legs internally rotated, and your hands out in front of it. And we're talking about joy today, and it's just kind of a fun, joyful, little playful thing to do. Your options are to keep both feet on the ground, and I'll walk you through that. Both feet on the ground with the knees slightly bent, and you can still come to a really nice balance challenge if you feather tap the one hand or lift it up. So let's practice that, okay? So first, you've got a balance prop side and a center of the room side, all right? So you should be laterally to that balance prop, doesn't matter which side. Shift your weight to your balance prop and peel the center of the room foot off and see if you can't lift the foot up, see how that feels. If that doesn't feel good, keep the toe down. All right, if you lift it up, can you externally rotate? Externally rotate, so the heels toward the midline, the toes are pointing out. If you're on the floor, your knees are both bent, so you can reach it. Both knees are bent and that toe is pointing out to the side in front of you. All right, your center of the room arm is making a stop, like stop sign. And then point the fingertips down, so you're pressing out through the heel of the hand with the fingers pointing down towards your foot. The other knee has a slight bend into it. We're not locking it. Strengthen that quad. All right, and this is Shiva. If you want to practice feather tapping with the balanced hand, or if you bring a stop sign up to your balance side, that's actually the way you'll see the statues, the Shiva gods. And release that. Oh, okay. That's a lot of work on those legs because we're bending the knees, we're externally rotating, we've got the arm working, pressing out through the heel of the hand. Well, let's try it on the other side. So shift your weight to your balance prop. Peel up the center of the room. Keep your core strong. Keep your drishti set. Externally rotate that opposite foot. So the heel's pointing toward the chair. The toes are pointing toward the outer wall, or keep the toes down on the earth. You're going to need to bring a little bend to the other knee, the side next to the balance prop. Stop sign with your center of the room hand. And then point the fingers toward the earth, press out through the heel of the hand. Fingers are pointing towards your heel. Other hand is gonna hold on for dear life, or you're gonna feather tap it, or see if you wanna release it, bring a stop sign to your shoulder. One more breath here. There's something to be playful with. not judging, and then release that. Hands on the hips, make some big circles with your torso. Release all that. That kind of cute? Kind of fun? Little Shiva, joyful dancer. He's a super powerful God. I don't think God, whatever he is, I don't think he'd really appreciate me calling a playful dancer. Okay, well, let's slide the chair out of the way and let's come to our backs. All right, in constructive rest. So knees are bent, feet are on the floor, knees are pointed toward the sky. All right, lie down on a bed, a sofa, a recliner, whatever works for you. Everybody okay? Carolyn, you able to get back up off the floor with that arm? I don't think I could do it. I'm not sure. Maybe a bed's a good idea, or a cot, recliner. And Bonnie, you getting on? Okay. Things spinning when you lie down, Bonnie? Keep your head lifted a little bit if you're feeling dizzy. Put something under your shoulders to keep your head lifted, your head above the level of your heart. Might feel less dizzying. Everybody else okay? All right. Okay, I'll lie back. Where's your body? Take a sigh. Where does it go? Whew. Breathe in through the nose and out through an open mouth. Natural anti-anxiety, the natural SSRI. And then let's bring one knee in the direction of the chest and make some circles with your ankles. A couple more breaths in through the nose and out through an open mouth. Make that other direction with your ankle and point and flex, point and flex. Release that leg down, lift the other knee up towards the chest, make some circles with the ankle. Easy does it. Keep those ankles safe. You got arthritis in those ankles. Lotion is motion, motion is lotion. So keep moving them. Point and flex. I never heard of ankle arthritis until I got it. It is painful. All right, lower the foot down. Do you have your strap nearby? You know, you always got to have your goodies nearby, right? Oh, some of you got to get up. I'm sorry. Always keep your goodies nearby. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I lost 3 of you. I'll wait. Good. Now we did a lot of leg strengthening with those knee bends and those sit stands and all that with the quadriceps. So we want to do a little assessment of the leg. So we're going to bring the strap around let's start with the left foot and place the strap around the left foot. And bring that knee in the direction of the shoulder to plug the head of the leg bone into the pelvis. So kind of rock it back and forth a little bit, kind of let it plug into the pelvis. Your knee is pointing in the direction of the shoulder. You're kind of rocking it back and forth a little bit. Get it plugged in. You'll feel when it's right. And then bring it back to center. Straighten the leg out. So press it forward, but not high. So press it forward until it gets straight. Don't take it high. Get it straight. Press out through the heel of your foot. And then slowly start to bring the toes in the direction of the head, only as far as the leg can stay straight. All right, you're holding onto it with the strap. You're giving it support. The foot is flexed as if you're standing on the ceiling. You're pressing out through the heel of the foot. The right knee is bent and press the right foot into the mat so you can help your spine release down toward the earth, and maybe even get the lower spine to release down to the earth. So the whole pelvis feels connected to the earth. You don't have one side tipped up, your back isn't arched, your pelvis is gently and resting on and flat as much as it can be onto the mat, okay? All right, now here's the trick. What I'd like to see, if it's possible, is to release the hands from the strap and see if the leg can hold itself up there on its own. And then I want you to notice the sensations that you feel in your leg. And if you start to notice any trembling or sensation going on. And that's I want you to pay attention to that sensation and notice those are the places that your body is saying, I'm working hard to strengthen these areas, all right? I'm working hard to strengthen the areas. So I always get some trembling in my inner thighs. I know I'm weak in that area, and in my calf, sometimes in my ankle. And just use that as a little assessment tool. And hold it for another breath or two, all right? This is challenging. We want to see where in our body is talking to us, telling us where it's working on getting more strength. All right, go ahead and bend the knee back into the chest, hold on to the straps, and then swap your feet out. Make some circles with that ankle on that left leg. All right, so the right knee is coming in the direction of the chest, and we're going to rock it back and forth a little bit, get it plugged in, plug it in, get it comfortable. All right, and then bring it back towards center. Press out through the heel of the foot as you press your heel forward, not high, but press it forward, straighten the leg. And then once it's straight, start to slowly lift it up. Press the left foot into the floor to help flatten out your pelvis down to the mat, so that you're rooting the pelvis down at the same time you're reaching the heel up toward the earth. See if it's possible to release the strap a little bit. If you need to hold it, that's fine. Just hold it less tightly. See if you can release it. See what feedback you get from your leg. Where is it speaking to you? Where is it saying, this is where I'm trying to gain some strength? Or, hey, wow, I'm much stronger than the other guy. That gives you some information about imbalances in your body. All right, keep pressing out through the heel of the foot. What part of your body and your leg is starting to fatigue? Is it the outer hip, the inner thigh, the calf, the ankle? Are you starting to lift your pelvis up? Are you starting to rotate to one side? Keep your pelvis flat to the earth. You feel the blood rushing down to your heart and head. All right, one more breath. Try this out a few times this week and see if you can give the same number of breaths to each leg. All right, bend that knee back in. Release the strap. And bring the feet together. Knees are bent, arms out to a T. And then bring the soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. Allow the knees to release out to the side just a bit. If you need to support your thighs with blocks, please do. And bring the hands to the belly. Feel the breath. Take a moment to notice if there's any other posture that your body is still yearning for. And you can stay like this if you choose for Shavasana, or take your hands to your outer thighs, lift your knees up, gently rock, with your feet on the floor, just gently rock your knees side to side. And then whatever posture you still want to do, go ahead and honor your body with that movement. And when you feel ready, settle into your Shavasana. Let your body relax down toward the earth. Take a couple of breaths in, just release any lingering tension you may be holding on to. Begin to awaken back into the space, first with your breath. So enjoy a full, rich breath in. Luxuriate on a long, slow breath out. And you create some movement in your body with your smaller joints first, wiggling fingers and toes. Gently rock your head side to side. Begin to awaken the bigger joints, knees into chest, rocking side to side. So finally ending on your favorite side. And pause there for a moment again about your level of joy, your joy trajectory, your practice of joy. Press your hands into the earth and use that to come to a seat that's comfy for you. And we can't leave without giving Mary Oliver a little tip off. She says, "What do we know?" by Mary Oliver. Just imagine yourself here. The sky cleared. I was standing under a tree, and there were stars in the sky that were also themselves at the moment, at which moment my right hand was holding my left hand, which was holding the tree, which was filled with stars and the soft rain. Imagine the long and wondrous journey still to be ours. So much joy if we look for it. So thank you so much for allowing me to facilitate your practice today. Thank you, Mo, for being with us today. And I'm so grateful for you being here, all of you being here. Know that all the light and love in my heart honors that